So we watched 2 movies. Well, I watched 2 movies. You watched 1.25 maybe?
That's being generous.
So we watched Omega Cop and Black Cobra 1. And I pray to God that we don't have to watch Black Cobra 2 or 3 ever in the future, but that's probably not gonna happen. All right, so we watched Omega Cop with Ron Marchini. This is Ron Marchini on the front. But anyway, Pat, would you like to explain the plot of Omega Cop?
It's the future. There's not a lot of law, apparently. There's these savages that are capturing women and turning them into whores,
they're just capturing and selling them.
Yeah. So
I guess it's turning them into whores.
Yeah, exactly. And a mustachioed villain that just looks like he left the gay club.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
Yeah, he does have like a YMCA look to him.
Yeah, he does.
So it starts off with them inside the bunker, right? It's Ron Marchini, random woman, and Adam West. Mm-hmm. And something comes on the intercom, I believe, where they're like, it's the slavers. The slavers are out there. And Adam West is like, I want to bust those guys. He's like, so I'm going to send Ron Marchini. And so he sends them off to go to Playland, which it's called. I know it's Playland because there's a sign that's spray painted.
Playland.
It's literally a piece of fucking plywood, spray painted Playland on it. One of the 2 main villains is auctioning off the blonde woman, and nobody wants her.
Yeah, nobody bids on her.
Nobody. He's like $120 for this nice piece. This nice piece.
It's healthy. She's alive. Come on, people, this is some of Mr. Reed's prime stock here. Come on, 120. Come on, let's get 120. Let's do it, all right? 120. Let's make the bids, people. We're giving you all the free booze you can drink and then the clean water. Come on. All right, tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw in a 5-gallon can of gas.
Oh, you threw in some gas.
Think, people, 5 whole gallons.
Well, how bad does she feel? No man wants to bid on her. This takes place in 1999. I saw this on IMDb trivia. That this is the future of 1999, and apparently gasoline is very rare. But
hey, they got that right.
But Ron Marchini he drives his Jeep pretty willy nilly.
He screams, "It's not over yet."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
On top of a car.
Just like murdered.
Ray! It's not over yet!
And then cut to him in different, like, we don't know how much time has gone by. Just cut to him in a Jeep, and the same blonde woman's being like carted away by the villains, and he just hauls ass, and he literally goes like 10 feet in his Jeep and parks.
It's not over yet.
Look, he's back. He knows the blonde woman's at.
He's got binoculars. He means business.
But what a weird. Is it a different day?
Yeah.
He's wearing different clothes.
He's wearing different clothes. Hey, gasoline's a hot commodity, alright?
Yeah, but she's so not worthy. No one wanted the 5 gallons of gas.
He just drove up. He just drove up like 50 yards. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
He was at the bottom, the end of the street, and he just drives up. Oh, hey.
Remember whenever the woman's like, thanks, John? He's like, the name's Travis.
John Travis.
For no, like, either you call him Travis or John Travis, not just John, apparently.
It's Travis. John Travis.
John Travis.
It's very unnecessary, but alright.
You got Adam West, who is in charge of something that I don't know.
He's in charge of the underground bunker.
The underground bunker of
That's
what
not
purpose?
Underground. It's like a building.
Yeah,
They show repeatedly.
It's a building.
He's the head of sitting down because he's
the head of sitting down.
Once. Yeah, actually, he leans over, and that's about as high as he gets. Other than that, he's sitting down.
I think he gets more drunk the more the movie goes on.
Listen, I got 2 women here with me, and now I'm starting to feel like Mother Goose. Look.
He just looked like he ate lunch.
Yeah.
So why don't you just get on your microphone, tell them to
Drunk
open the
ass.
door, and let us in!
breathing so
I can't
hard.
allow that. The greenhouse effect's getting worse. We've got reports of more psychoses.
Yeah, you can tell he shot everything, all his scenes in one day.
Yeah.
He's in about 7-8 minutes of this movie.
He just keeps getting progressively more sweaty.
yeah, and it's in the exact same set, or room, whatever, where the hell they're at, and
He's in this rolling chair.
yeah, and he's in a rolling chair, and at first he's like semi-standing up, and then he sits down, he never gets back up.
Why was he being so sneaky if really what he did was, hey, like,
Right.
why you just confront them then?
Yeah, he does do that, like,
You're not a cop, take that hat off. Perfect. But them just calling him Travis is god-awful.
I think that guy's got my hat.
Your hat? What are you talking about?
I'll be right back. Just stay here.
Dude's got my
You'll be
hat.
back, I'm leaving.
Not without the keys.
Sneaky Marcini. Stealth Marcini. He's gonna run up on him and be like, hey! He did!
You got my hat?
I could have done that 5 scenes ago. I do love while he's like tracking them, there's a shot of him behind a bush. Just, I don't know why, just because they could, but it's just him standing behind a bush, like half his face is covered. Yeah, and then the bad guys just kind of walk out to a field, or walk out to an open area. Ron Marcini beats the shit out of him, gets his hat back.
Yep.
How can it be your hat when it's on my head?
That's a policeman's hat, and you're no policeman.
Well, maybe I was, cuz.
That's right. Maybe we're all
Boys, we're gonna have pork chop for dinner.
Marcini is Omega Cop.
He just ripped his bandana off.
Source of all his power was that bandana.
It's on now.
Ron Marcini beats up a bunch of guys because he's the best. He whoops everyone's ass in this movie. And at one point he does knock the guy's wig off, and it cuts away real fast, and he knocks it off again. And they're like, "Fuck it, keep it."
Yeah. Brent, it's good.
That's funny.
His wig fell off.
Big fella! You know,
I don't
adds
think
to the
anybody
greatness
ever
of this.
lands a punch on Ron Marcini in this movie. Like
No, he does. Remember, because the Ultimate Warrior throws him on top of a car at one point when they're fighting one-on-one?
Yeah.
And then Ron Marcini whoops his ass. The dream match of the century. Ron Marcini versus Ultimate Warrior.
He turned his head.
Turned his whole head around. Oh, it's amazing. They go to a shop, you know, where they need supplies, and you know, some 80s, or I'm sorry, some 90s thug is in there, and he's like, I want some guns. To, you know, he's talking to the shop owner. He's like, I heard you got some guns, buddy. And the guy's like, I don't sell guns.
3 days ago, you sold some guns to a friend of mine. 3 days.
It wasn't me who sold him those guns.
Liar, don't lie to me and I'll take you out. Now show me the damn guns. What are you looking at? You stay out of this or I'll take you.
Oh my god.
Taking out the trash. And for some reason, the shop owner now thinks that Ron Marchini is a saint, and he gives Ron Marchini his daughter. He's like, take my daughter because she needs to be safe. And I was like, you don't know this man. He could be the Omega rapist for all you know.
But he's the Omega cop.
But the shop owner gives his daughter to Ron Marchini.
I just like how
and Ron Marchini agrees to it, I guess.
I was looking for someone like you, somebody that can handle themselves, somebody that's not crazy. It would be an opportunity for you to get out of here.
Omega driver.
I want you to take my daughter and find a family, be good to her, where it'll be safe.
Good families are hard to find now, even in the mountains.
I just want you to get her out of here.
I'm no babysitter.
Well, that's good, because I'm no baby.
It could be a good deal for both of you.
What if he was an Omega rapist? Or like an Omega molester?
Dad,
And
he's obviously not
this old
interested.
man just giving his daughter away.
And anyway, I think
he doesn't know
it's a
Ron
choice.
Marchini. And then that same thug from earlier comes back with a group of guys, and Ron Marchini, because he's a badass, those guys pull a gun out and they shoot at him. He ducks behind it, and then he pulls out an even bigger gun and murders like 6 guys at one time with one shot.
Yeah,
it was fucking incredible.
They all get shot right in the center.
Yeah, it was great. I loved every minute of it.
See what you get, mister? You see what you get?
You know, you're dumber than I thought you were.
That was one nice shot. But here's a better one. Yep.
See what you get.
Oh, man.
Yes! Let's go!
Like, this movie's... This is a straight action fucking movie. Like, it's Ron Marchini saving women and beating shit out of dudes and gunning people down. It's great. After Ron Marchini finds a third woman, so he takes her to a building that's, I guess, is a hospital. They don't really say.
That fucking doctor.
And so he kind of cures the third woman. He kind of gives her some antibiotics. And then the women are all talking, and the guy pulls a gun out and points it to his head because they won't shut the fuck up. They just keep on like rambling on, and the guy, you can clearly tell the guy wants to kill himself because these women won't shut the fuck up.
That was the funniest part of this movie. There's this guy like seemingly wanting to commit suicide because they won't shut up in the other room.
Well, why do we continue to wait for him? This place is not safe.
The place is safe, Dave, you remember.
Wait a minute, shut up. You're giving me a headache with your bitching.
Sorry, I think he'll be back.
Well, of course you do. Where do you get this blind faith that you have, Lena? I don't understand it. You know, he's no Boy Scout. Anyway, I think we'd be much better off on our own. We don't need him.
No, but we owe him.
He'd rather shoot himself in the head than hear them talk.
That's
literally what's going on.
So just relax.
Oh, just relax.
Yeah.
At one point, Ron Marchini gets captured. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
He gets kidnapped by the villains, and he breaks a guy's neck when the guy's looking down like the guy's looking like this, and somehow he like chokes him to death.
He didn't
with
break
the chain.
No, he doesn't. He just puts his feet on either side of the dude's neck and chokes him to death with his ankles.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah.
'Cause you don't hear a neck snap or anything.
Nah, he doesn't do a twist.
Nothing. He just kind of just puts his feet on the guy's neck, and then that's it. The guy's dead, and then he just wiggles out of the rope. He uses his Omega cop skills and just kind of slides right out.
Yeah.
John Travis, the living legend. You don't look so tough now.
Do it. He strangled him from the other way. That's awesome. Oh, it's amazing. God, he's such an Omega cop He strangled the man from facing the wrong. He strangled the back of his neck.
God damn it.
That's absolutely amazing.
With his ankles. He
Yeah,
strangled him with his ankles. So dumb. This movie is the worst, man.
Oh man, it's amazing. Look at that. Those Omega Cop skills he's able to wiggle out. The main villains went to the bunker because they're gonna try to break in to steal supplies from the army. I guess is how they explain it. It's to kind of they just kind of go there. We're just kind of trying to put this together. But so all the villains are at the bunker.
Well, do something about it.
I'll try to buy you some time.
This doesn't seem like the future at all. This just seems like they're in some podunk-ass town.
Ron Marchini.
No, shoot the tank.
It turns her on, murder these innocent people. We just want supplies.
How you feeling?
Better.
They're outside, right? Well, and Adam West calls Ron Marchini. He's like, "Hey, you're gonna have to blow up the bunker. You're gonna have to kill us all if you want to kill the main villain. You know, Bison, the fake half-ass knockoff
Dude from
Bison,
Street Fighter.
Yeah. And Ron Marchini's like, I can't do it. And then Adam West is like, you got to do it. If you want him dead, you gotta kill us all. So Ron Marchini's like, okay, you talk me into it.
Travis, you want to get Wraith?
What do you think?
Blow the bunker.
No, I can't do that.
You have to. It's the only way to get Wraith.
No, we can get you out of there.
No, you can't. It's too late. Travis,
Yeah?
you want to get Wraith? Blow the bunker.
You got it.
So he's fighting, he's beating everyone's ass. He gets the explosives. He's beating the shit out of everybody. He blows up the villain that likes to lick women's shoulders. He drops explosive on his chest
And runs away.
and blows him up.
Because that's what Ron Mancini does.
Right, and it has the very cliche hero moment where Ron Marchini's running and then he does the dive over the camera. Ron Marchini running. He took his hat off. But anyway, Omega Cop is Omega awesome. If there was an Alpha Cop and a Beta Cop, I'd watch those two.
This movie.
Yeah.
Just watch it.
Yeah, just watch it.
You'll have a good time.
It is a fun movie. On to our second movie, which is... I actually got this at a flea market for $2. It's 3 movies in one. It's Black Cobra 1, 2, and 3. And it's a piece of shit. And I fucking hate it. But I will explain this. Because Pat, you passed out about 15 minutes into this.
Yeah, that's about right.
The plot of this is pretty simple. Fred Williamson, who in the 70s was a star, like he was a big star of black exploitation films, and I guess in the 80s, I guess he kind of fell off. I'm not really sure. This was 90. 87. So I guess his career was over by this point. But this was made in Italy, and they filmed this in English, but I guess everyone's English is terrible except for Fred Williamson. So they ADR'd everybody's voice except for Fred Williamson.
It doesn't even match up well.
And the audio is not even close. Like the ADR is so off. It is pretty amazing.
It's bad.
But the plot of this is Fred Williamson's a cop. There are some punks that are like a biker gang. They're raping and murdering people and robbing people. And the main woman in this takes a photograph of the main villain. There he is. Our main villain.
What's the matter, little girl? Sight of blood bother you?
And to the guy's credit, the main villain in this looks like a legit villain. Like he has I guess they put like a scar on his face right here. And
he has that smile.
And he has like a big chin. You know, he looks like a fucking villain, like a badass Italian villain. And she takes his picture, and now throughout the whole movie, he's chasing her down to kill her. That way, the picture won't get out, and Fred Williamson protects her.
I remember the opening scene with the hostage situation at the swimming pool.
Yes, which is a great way to start this movie.
He
fantastic.
Straight up murks everyone.
Yeah, he murders everyone.
And right after they say, "All right, go in there and negotiate," Chief says to give them anything they want. And I'm like, first off, that's not negotiating.
Chief says we have to negotiate. We have to accept all their conditions. Don't forget. Robert.
Fuck that.
I don't want any other victims. Word for the law.
And he goes in there, and the guy's like, "We want $2 million. We want a plane to Mexico, and no one dies." And then Malone just kills the shit out of all of them because Fred Williamson's the best.
Okay, pay attention now. I'm only going to say this once. We want $2 million in unmarked used bills. Nothing smaller than 10s and nothing bigger than 50s. No consecutive serial numbers. We want a limo to take us to the airport and a plane to take us to Mexico. You boys can take us up. You'll get all these good folks back in one piece. Understand that, Cop?
No way, pal.
Yes! And he walks out, and that's when the Chief's like, he's like, "You know what, Malone? You're a wildcat. No one likes you."
You know, Malone, nobody likes you.
You're a real wildcat, Malone. A real asshole. And that's whenever the bikers see the car, and they're like, "Oh, let's go steal that car." And then they rape the blonde woman. Well, I mean, you don't actually see the rape, but it's implied. The main villain, Snake, takes the car, and he's just driving up and down the beach for no fucking reason.
A wakeboarder on his wakeboard gets hit by a car.
What the hell is this guy doing? Just driving down the beach. Oh, okay. The cops take our lead actress to the hospital to heal her wounds, I guess. Because I guess she got hurt driving. I don't know. I don't remember. But she's at the hospital, and they put one security guard in front of her door. Okay, and this is whenever the villains show up. Snake and his two or three of his cronies show up, and this is my favorite part of the movie, actually, because the security guard is standing in front of the door, and you hear like the creaks because it's Snake and his guys moving around, and the security guard looks up, and in your head you're like, that guy should probably do something. He should do his job and go investigate. But he's like, and he puts his head back down, and then there's another creak, and he looks up, and he's like, he puts his head, and he goes to sleep.
Well,
he goes to fucking sleep.
You're missing the best part is whenever Snake shows that he's been carrying around this shotgun.
I should go investigate, but Like they literally walk up on the police on the security guard / or police officer, on the police officer, I guess he is, and he walks up. They walk up to him and he's like, "Hey!" Like they wake him up and he's like, "Hey, what's going on over there?" And they fucking blow his ass away with the fucking shotgun. He's dead. Hey, you woke me up.
Hey, where are you going? We got a wounded man here, officer. We got business for that. Now!
He was one day from retirement.
And then enter Malone. Enter Fred Williamson.
Yep.
Who wants to slide everywhere on the floor.
Yes. Yes.
He immediately takes, like he's diving into third. He's just sliding everywhere.
At one point, he gets on a bed, and he jumps, he dives on it and rides like a surfboard, and then it cuts to him like on his, on his knee. What?
That's the last I remember.
Yeah,
was a hospital scene.
I guess that's when you fell asleep. And then when the third act begins, because the second act nothing happens. The third act begins with Snake kidnapping the chief's daughter, which which was kind of cool how he did it. So the chief has his daughter, and they're driving down a ramp, and Snake pulls up in his truck with his goons. And they kidnap the daughter and they beat the shit out of the chief. And they're like, "All right, chief, listen to this. You tell that fucking Malone to meet us at the power plant in the morning, and or else your daughter gets it."
You listen to me. You want to see your daughter alive? You get me the photo in Malone too. Tomorrow morning at the old power station. Tomorrow morning, Walker. And no tricks.
At this point is when I woke you up. Now, I don't know how much of this you watched, but I thought this was the end of the movie. It was not the end of the movie. There's a little bit after this. But do you remember what do you remember anything about this?
I remember them having her tied up with her arms, to
the back of the truck.
Yeah. And them doing that slow pan to show you how many people were there. And I go,
right, yeah.
I literally just said the most unnecessary shot, and then I closed my eyes and went back to sleep.
Okay, so at this point, Malone and his partner are shooting. It's a big gun sequence.
That was genius.
And they're killing all the bad guys. At one point of this, I kind of lost track of things because I don't know what I was doing, but I looked down, then I look up, and the main villain, Snake, had a knife in his back. I'm not really sure what happened. I guess I'm assuming Malone threw a knife at him, but I could be wrong. It cuts to Malone and photographer woman on a date, and Malone sees Snake, but he doesn't really recognize him
because he
dyed his hair. Takes more than a knife to the back to kill our main villain here, the Black Cobra, or what's his name, Snake, to kill Snake. And this was my second favorite scene of the movie, to where Malone pushes over the photographer lady, and an old white guy gets shot and dies.
What?
Yeah.
Actually, word. Oh, I see.
old man just died. So Malone pushes her chair over so she doesn't get shot by Snake. And there's an old white guy behind her who gets shot and dies. Snake crashes the car behind a wall, and it cuts to him going through the windshield, but it's just him jumping over the wall. Photographer lady is like, hey, let me get a picture of you. And Malone's like, okay, snap photo.
One more.
That's how it ends, huh? Wow. Good God, what a piece of shit that was. Okay. Alright, Pat. So, I watched Omega Cop and I watched Black Cobra. You watched Omega Cop.
And about 10 minutes of Black Cobra.
Would you recommend Omega Cop?
Oh, yeah. Any day of the week. I would recommend that movie over and over and over again. I think I may get blackout drunk sometime this year and put on Omega Cop. I'm not going to remember watching it, but then again, I don't remember watching this.
It's because you didn't watch this.
I didn't.
I hope that Omega Cop someday comes out on Blu-ray. I would love to buy this on Blu-ray. Would you recommend the 10 or 15 minutes of Black Cobra that
No,
you watched?
save your 10 or 15 minutes. Just don't even start it because in my experience, you're not going to finish it.
It does have a lot of ambient music to it. I think that's what puts you out. So
I don't know, man. I think I got put out by the thrills and spills of Omega Cop.
Okay. I would say Omega Cop is amazing. I loved everything about this. There's a few little slow points where it's like bullshit dialogue, but this movie understands what it is. It's Ron Marchini whooping ass, and he whoops a lot of ass. And I pray that one day this winds up on Blu-ray because that'd be fucking awesome. Black Cobra 1 is a piece of shit. Eventually we'll have to watch Black Cobra 2 and 3. I'm not looking forward to that. Luckily, it cannot be any worse than the Italian Black Cobra 1, which is awful. I would say not watch this because it's a piece of shit. It sucks. And Fred Williamson is a complete letdown in this. He has... I mean, I guess he banged a lot of Italian women, which is good for him. He got a free trip to Italy, if nothing else.
Gave them the Black Cobra.
There you go, yeah. But watch this. Omega Cop is great. Ron Marchini is amazing.
It's fun.
It's a fun schlock fest. Like, this is 3-4 dips of schlock. The acting is terrible. The fight sequences are pretty bad. The gun sequences aren't great. But when you add it all together, you get gold. The run sequences are shit.
Oh my god.
There's so much of it.
I was just wondering when that one run sequence was gonna end.
There's so many of them. But this is gold. Watch Omega Cop. You'll feel better about yourself. It'll make you a better person. Fuck this movie. Watch Omega Cop. It's great. That's it.